Alright, so I was just going through some information on Burroughs Cave in southern Illinois, where they found all of these ancient Egyptian artifacts and everything like that. And when I did, I found out about a book called The Lost Treasure of King Juba, and it's about Africans being here way before Columbus ever got here. So would they even be Africans? But anyways, I just wanted to present this book. And also here is some photos. All you gotta do is look up Burroughs Cave in southern Illinois. And these are some of the artifacts that this man right here found. Oh, that gets a little distorted going that close. But there's all of these things, and I was scrolling through, and I came across this book right here, The Lost Treasure of King Juba. Now I'm going to pull it up. Okay. The evidence of Africans in America before Columbus. Evidence of Africans in America before Columbus. There's the book. Scroll down a little bit. Let's see if you can't get that. The evidence of Africans in America before Columbus. Now, this is what it says.
It said the cheapest one was like $7. You see that shit? Yeah. See? $7.47. Yeah. Plus shipping, that's $10, muff. Yeah. See? Getting greedy on me. At you.
Now, this is what it says. Actually, I might as well open this right now. Okay. The story of a mysterious southern Illinois treasure cave and its proof of the presence of Africans in North America long before Columbus includes over 100 photographs of the artifacts discovered, recreates the historic voyage of King Juba, King Judah maybe, I don't know, and his Mauritanian sailors across the Atlantic to rebuild their society in the New World. Explains the
Whoa. Rebuild a new world, right? Now listen, listen.
mystery of the Washitas, a tribal group of African origin first encountered by Lewis and Clark expedition.
Okay, so now you have evidence that the Washitas are Afro origin.
1982, Russell E. Burroughs, a treasure hunter in southern Illinois, stumbled on a cache of ancient weapons.
A cache, a stockpile, a hidden place. A cache, that's French, right? Now, ain't this funny how they throw this Washitas in, a tribal group of African first encountered by Lewis and Clark. Well, did Lewis and Clark go to Illinois? Why did they throw this in?
Jewels and gold sarcophagi in a remote cave. There also were stone tablets inscribed with illustrations of Roman-like soldiers, Jews, early Christians, and
Jews dressed as Romans. Hey, isn't that funny? Now when I tell you to look up I can't fucking spell this. Anytime you want, Google. Thank you. Maya. See the word Maya? Did you see when I had that? It had the Maya, the word Maya right at the fucking end, highlighted. Like, look at that shit. I know it's just that you don't have the word Maya on there yet, but you can see that Maya is right there, right? Isn't that funny? Looking up the Maya, looking up the Aztecs, and then Kamea, Maya, Maya, Kamaya, Maya, on the Hawaii. Right? So, now we want to put a fucking king, like the real deal. You don't want to fucking see like cartoons and shit. You want the real king. If they keep putting up cartoons, I'll just type in Hawaii. Right, okay, so here we have the statue of King Kamehameha. And he's in what kind of garb? So no matter what angle we look at this shit, King Kamehameha is always in now we got portraits of this. We got portraits of this. And here, the odd thing here, in this portrait, you can see he's fucking shaved, you know. Well, they try to make him look like, you know, an actual Roman. You can see they changed his nationality to what, like the Polynesian. You see the Polynesians running around. Now this is the Polynesians in their, what, 100th King Kamehameha Day. Now why are the Polynesians celebrating Kamehameha Day when fucking Kamehameha is a nigger? He's not of the same stock. Now they have hijacked your fucking identity and they sit there and celebrate your identity. Do you see this guy that is not Negro dressed up as the king and as the king's statue? Now, don't you ever wonder why they do this? Now, when you say Romans conquered this and that, look at how big these dudes do. If these cats are on an island, where the fuck do they get weights and shit? See, people don't want you to know the truth.
African sailors. These relics fueled a bitter controversy in the archaeological community regarding their authenticity, leading Burroughs to destroy the entrance to the cave. So the man that found it had to destroy the entrance to it, which I'm finding out that all the caves are shut down for public use. Let's see, where was I? Okay. Researching more than 7,000 artifacts.
I'm gonna take a little second right here. Okay, so I'm gonna pack me up some weed into a pipe, and I'm saying that way just so you go, ew, because then I'm about to show you this shit. I'm gonna say, I want to say kiss my ass, but I'll just tell you the truth. Now it says, explains the mystery of the Wishitas. Washitias, right?
Of Roman-like.
Now check this out. Here, listen.
Hunter in southern Illinois stumbled on a cache of ancient
Now, I'm trying to get to read that part again.
Columbus. Includes over 100 photographs of the artifacts discovered.
Oops.
I don't know. And his Mauritanian sailors across the Atlantic to rebuild their society in the New World. Explains the mystery of the Washitas.
Now, if they're talking about King Juba, why are they talking about Washitas? Okay, well, that begs to differ, so you have to say, what is the Washita? So, when you type in the Washita Nation, first it says Moors, and this is the Washita Empire, the Washita tribe. So it says, hey, which one you want to look at? So don't get crazy, you know. So don't we know somebody that says, I'm part of the Washita. Okay, so, hey, Bobby, come here and learn something. Okay, so let's look over here. What is the Empire of the Washita, right? The ancient Aboriginal mound builder. Now, I told you, areas that have mounds are not Hebrew. Okay? Hold on one second. Now, I just got a call from Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, you want to say hi?
Hello, Shalom.
Alright, hold on. Hang on for a minute. We're going to get to you in a second. Now, it says that this book that he brought forth, Lost Treasure of King Juba, Negroes in America, 15th century before Columbus. That's what we're doing, Mr. Smith, right now. And it brought up in the book, it says that the Washita explains this book explains the mystery of the Washita, a tribal group of African origin, first encountered by Lewis and Clark in the Lewis and Clark expedition. Now, when we go to Washita, just typing in Washita, we don't type in Washita Indians or anything like that. First comes up Washita Nation, then Washita Moors, then Washita Empire, then Washita Tribe. Now we're going to click on Washita Nation. Now, I'm going to skip the first paragraph. Wait, the first sentence is, the Washita Nation is a group of black Americans. So we should understand that right off the bat. They are Afro, or they are Negro, or excuse me, they're just black. They fit in the category of black. We've seen some blacks that don't have afros. They have straight hair, which isn't burned. So let's just say. So right here in the second paragraph, it says the group was headed by Verdice Hampton Gostin, aka Verdice Turner, aka Empress Verdice. Okay, so that's woman is queen, right? That's woman is queen, Empress. So when we deal with the Hebrews, they do not roll that way. See, this is why I don't run around calling women queens. If you're married to one of these Hebrew princes, then you're a queen. If you're just having babies, you're not even married, but they run around calling each other husband and wife. No, now it says Empress Verdice Tierra or Tiari Washita Turner Gosh El Bay. She lived from 1927 to 2004. Now listen very closely. I don't even have to go all through the internet to find a bunch of shit. When we look at Hawaii conquered, last king or queen is King Kamehameha, right? Or his daughter. Empress Verdice Tierra Washita Turner Gostin El Bay. This is her image. I'm not dogging her out. Nothing like that. This is what they say. You know, rest her soul, all that stuff. Now, since everybody says, all black people are Israel, here's black Aboriginal Indians. Now let me show you the Treaty of Tripoli. Anybody can type in Treaty of Tripoli and then go to the Wikipedia. The Treaty of Tripoli, the treaty of peace and friendship between the United States and the Bay and the subjects of Tripoli of Barbary. Now, do you understand this has to do with this place here, America? Now, the Bay people make deals with the United States of America. This is in 1797. While your ass was fucking enslaved, these black people were wheeling and dealing with the United States. While you were enslaved, you had fucking chains around your goddamn neck. They took your old name and gave you fucking weird names. These people were signing treaties. Now, does that sound like Hebrews? Because it says here, the Bay people are what? When I type in Wishasaw, it says Moors come up. When this writer says these are Africans, I tend to think he's right. Right here in America. Now, who do we know that says they are Washita Indian tribe? Now, think about that.
A tribal group of African origin first encountered by Lewis and Clark expedition. In 1982, Russell E. Burroughs, a treasure hunter in southern Illinois, stumbled on a cache of ancient weapons, jewels, and gold sarcophagi in a remote cave. There also were stone tablets inscribed with illustrations of Roman-like soldiers, Jews, early Christians, and West African sailors. These relics fueled a bitter controversy in the archaeological community regarding their authenticity, leading Burroughs to destroy the entrance to the cave. So the man that found it had to destroy the entrance to it, which I'm finding out that all the caves are shut down for public use. Let's see, where was I? Okay.
All right, I'm going to stop for a second. Now, Mr. Smith, how you doing today, sir?
Doing all right, man.
All right. Now, you sent me a excerpt from a book, right?
Yes, sir. View of the Hebrews, written by Ethan Smith.
View of the Hebrews. Now, I'm gonna put this.
Yes, sir. View of the Hebrews.
You got your you buy your book right now, or you
Actually, no, I've been reading it online.
Okay. Now look at this. It says the page you sent me, or the clip you sent me. Let's look at it. It says, let me see if I turn this sideways. Does it get bigger? Let me click on it, and it'll get bigger. There we go. It affirmed that the natives keep a jubilee, according to Israel. The testimony of Edwards in his West Indies, that the striking uniformity of the prejudices and customs of the Caribbean Indians to the practice of the Jews. So it's him comparing the Caribou or Caribbean Indians to the Jews or the Judeans. Had not escaped the notice of the historians such as Gomorrella de Tertre and others. So other writers have been writing about this for a while. So this isn't something new to the Europeans. They knew what was going on. You know?
Right. And that was something I wanted to speak to you about. Ethan Smith, who wrote this book, View of the Hebrew, he actually read at least 3 other books by other men that wrote before him about the Indians in the Americas, how they their customs and practices match that of Hebrew origins. And it was just when he observed it, he really pushed this forward that, yes, these are, these Indians, they're not just Indians, they practice the whole 8 days. If you see a dead body, you're unclean, and all these other things, they practice the feast to, fruits and stuff like that. And eventually, he was pushed into writing this book because people were just chastising him over, his belief.
Right. It states, and the various predictions of the final restoration of Israel, bringing them from the ends of the earth, from the west, and, as one translates it, from the going down of the sun. These things open fruitful sources of evidence. It continues, this subject, the Hebrews not only had their tribes and heads of tribes, as have the Indians, Now, see, he separates the Hebrews. Oh wait, oh no, I think he's talking about comparing the two still. Excuse me. But they had their annual emblems of their tribes. Dan's emblem was a serpent. So when they came over, Dan was still part of the tribes. Dan's emblem was a serpent. Issachar's was an ass. See, you understand what's going on? He saw the tribes. Or is he reading about the tribes?
And that was the other thing when I was talking to you about the Senecas. The very first chapter, he's observing the Senecas along with these other ones in the Mohawks, and he's really in concert with these two tribes in the first few chapters. And, it's a deep book. He even talks about how other people tried to mimic their looks by taking a red root and rubbing it on their skins, and then turning their skin to look darker, so they could mimic the Indians.
You mean the white people?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant other Indians at first.
No, yeah, he spoke about he just talked about other people that came along trying to mimic them. He said there's even a picture he's seen of a young boy that was white at a young age, and years later, from doing this practice, he turned his skin to a dark red complexion.
Oh wow. Talk about identity theft.
This book, it's a really long book. It's a long read, like the Mystery of the Pyramid.
Right.
And from what I understand, Joseph Smith, once he read this book, he was convinced, that the Indians were the Israelites, and and then he took it and twisted it. From what I understand.
Right. Yeah, I get it. He claims he has this copper scroll and all that stuff, so he had to find one of these caves that's being talked about here. Joseph Smith started in New York, and then he ends up in all places, Utah. So, yeah. Real quick, let me... Huh? Go ahead.
Well, the thing I thought was interesting is, he made a stop in Ohio, and we, look at all the stuff that's been finding, that you found in Ohio about, Moses and the coffin, with the Ten Commandments in it and stuff like that, so I really feel like he found something after reading this book that led him to go to Ohio in the first place, and then to Missouri and out to Utah eventually. Right.
He had to find something. All right, let me read this real quick. It says, I'm going to start again. It says, but they had their annual emblems of their tribes. Dan's emblem was a serpent, Issachar's an ass, Benjamin's a wolf, Judah's a lion. And this trait of character is not wanting among the natives of this land. They have their wolf tribe, their tiger tribe, their panther tribe, buffalo tribe, bear tribe, deer tribe, raccoon tribe, eagle tribe, and many others. What other nation on earth bears any resemblance to this? Here, no doubt, is Hebrew tradition. Now, is he just talking about, now I'm going to put this down, is he just talking about the Caribbeans?
No, I believe it wasn't.
Well,
but I read that earlier this morning, and I stopped and screenshot it because I had to take my son to the doctor, so I can't really speak too much on the rest of it because I was just, I just seen that and I was like, I had to send it to you because I thought it was interesting.
Well, that's cool. All right, brother, let me get back to this video, and thank you for your help and assistance, and I hope you're still gonna be there. But let me get back to this so I can finish up.
Yeah. All right, well, it's good to hear from you, man. Take care, all right?
You too. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Researching more than 7,000 artifacts removed from the cave before it was sealed, Frank Joseph explains how these objects came to be buried in the middle of the United States. It started with Cleopatra, whose daughter was made queen whose daughter was made queen of the semi-independent realm of Mauritania.
Now, we've been looking at some of Frank Joseph's shit, right? Frank Joseph's been talking to us about 4 migrations of black people, right? Talks about Atlantis and Lemuria. This is how we know the people of Japhet's land sunk. Alright, ex-Nazi Frank Joseph speaks Ancient Black Gods of America. We've watched that one. The Early Olmec Settlers of America, Frank Joseph. We've watched a few of these actually, so we're going to continue over here. In this book, he brings up Frank Joseph, researching more than 7,000 artifacts removed from the cave before it was sealed, right? The Mormon stuff, right? Frank Joseph explains how these objects came to be buried in the middle of the United States. It starts with Cleopatra, whose daughter was made queen of the semi-independent realm of Mauritania. Now, in the beginning, it says King Juba, right, came over with what? Here we're at 412 up here. King Juba came over with the voyage of King Juba and his maritime, right? Mauritanian sailors. Now back up to 412. 409, close enough.
The realm of Mauritania, present-day Morocco, which she ruled with.
So Juba came with what? His present-day Morocco. Now is that starting to make sense? So Juba came with his Moroccan sailors, right? His Moors. Roll. Sail, row.
Emperor
row your boat.
Calgutta. The Mauritanians rebelled against their Roman overlords and made their way into what is now Ghana.
So the Mauritanians, the Moors, overthrew their Roman rule.
There they constructed a fleet of ships for a transatlantic voyage to a land where they hoped to rebuild their kingdom safe from Roman rule. They took with them a great prize unsuccessfully sought by 2 Roman emperors, Cleopatra's golden treasure and King Juba's encyclopedic library of ancient wisdom.
Wow, these people wanted to fucking kill over a book. Right? Book of Eli all over again. So King Juba had a book. Juba's got a book. And they wanted it.
Fully illustrated with many previously unpublished photographs of artifacts retrieved from the southern Illinois site. The Lost Treasure of King Juba is a compelling story that could force us to rethink the early history of our nation and the possibility that Africans arrived on our continent nearly 15 centuries before Columbus. So I just wanted to give you.
So you got Israelites and Amorites fleeing from Romans. Oh, on the run again. Hit the brakes on the run again. To get our asses up and out of Rome. So, I was talking to Let Us Find the Truth, and he was like, "Hey man," here, let me go back to this again. My bad. Yeah, lost treasures. I thumb that up yet? Here. Alright, that's one smooth ass perspective. On the run again. So we were at Let Us Find the Truth. So I was talking to Let Us Find the Truth, and he was all like, "Hey, do you have E-Sword?" And I was like, nah, man, you know, I don't mess around with that too much. And he's like, you know, you go to eSword and, you know, they do a comparison, a parallel. You know, you can click comparison or you can click parallel. Okay, so I'm like, okay, well, what do you want me to parallel? And so he goes, well, there's this Bible called the Brenton's Bible, and he was looking at, he was looking somewhere in Jeremiah. He done told me already. I done forgot. Is Jeremiah or Isaiah? And he was looking somewhere in Jeremiah or Isaiah, and he said that in a verse, when it talks about the Hebrews being enslaved, it starts showing all these other races being enslaved too. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. So he's telling me, and I didn't download eSword yet. And I was downloading, and then he finished, and I was downloading eSword, and I was a little distracted. Then I went and downloaded Britain's Bible. So then I spent all night looking at the comparison of these two Bibles. So I got a comment here. It seems this person has a lot of argument up with truth. All right. If the first Americans were black, were they Canaanites? Authors Ivan Van Smerta, Dr. David Imhotep, Horace Butler, Clyde Winters, and Almar Van Fishner, whatever, all assert that the first Americans were descendants of Africans. To be more specific, Canaanites, Egyptians, Mandinkas, Sand people, and other African nations followed by Europeans and Asians. Okay, if the Egyptians are here, the Hebrews are created in Egypt. That means that you should have Hebrews here then. If the Canaanites are here, quote unquote, first, as people state over and over again in the book of Jubilees, chapter 10, says Canaan went to whose land? Shem's land. So that means Shemites would have been here first. You have to have land claim when they draw the lots in Jubilees. Then they disperse to those lots. This person, Doreen, says, just a bit of correction. They are not Canaanites according to the KJ. The Chinese race of people, aka Japanese, Korean, Philistine, Hong Kong, Indonesian, and American natives are called Indo-Indians. Where is the word Indo-Indian? Is the phrase Indo-Indians in King James Bible? Is the name Chinese in the King James Bible? See, you are then what's called making shit up. You say they are the bloodline of Cush. Are any of these modern names in the Bible to prove your point? I politely say, show a link. I don't have a link. It's recorded in the 1611 Bible under the Table of Nations family tree. Can you show me that? My Table of Nations does not say anything of that nation, of Chinese, of Indonesia. It doesn't say those names. You're making that up. Alright. Here's the same person pushing the same shit. Okay, here's back to up with truth. Right? Being indigenous to a region does not necessarily specify a people or nation as being of Israelite origin, unless you look at it from a Babylonian angle. Now first, this is why we examine their customs by the writers who saw them while they were alive in that state. You're looking at it, unless you're looking at it from a Babylonian angle of everything goes, anything goes. Well, no, that's how you're willing to look at it. Because you're not willing to dig deep enough. And I can't help that. See, the problem is, if we say we're going to the root, if the root goes 20 feet in the ground, roll your fucking sleeves up. Now, when you look for the root, you like to just blow shit off. That's called laziness. Although there was a lot of migration patterns and intermixing back then, how the fuck do you know that? Nations still had a sense of identity and lived separately from the most part. For the most part, excuse me. For example, it was prophesied in the book of Jubilees, chapter 10, verse 28 through 34, that Ham would acquire a portion of land in the south, and his son Canaan would settle the land meant for Shem. Therefore, it became known as the land of Canaan, or Canaan land, as some call it. So if both Shem and Canaan are living in the same proximity, that would mean that technically they are both natives or nationals. No, it would mean the fucking Canaanites are occupying the goddamn land, you fucking idiot. That's why it says in Deuteronomy, eradicate those motherfuckers. But you don't want to accept that. I respect that. That's why I said it's not our task to fuck with you people anymore. You know? Give up that Kemet talk and come and worship our God, the Creator. Truthfully, it's not just my God. It's our God. But if you want to keep bullshitting, go bullshit. Technically, they're both natives. That's that fucking American talk. That's the same shit the white man say. I popped out a kid on this soil, so we're fucking nationals. Natives. You ever see what that? What was that? Leonardo DiCaprio Gangs of New York shit? Daniel Day-Lewis, don't fucking think we forgot about you, Daniel. You love fucking saying nigger on camera. Oh, yeah, pretend to be the butcher, eh? Yeah, we'll get that. If both Shem and Canaan are living in the same proximity, wouldn't that mean they're technically both natives? No, that means they're fucking neighbors. If Canaan makes vassals out of Shem, then that means they're oppressors. If Shem makes vassals out of Canaan, right? But it's Canaan's land. Now, if they're not subdued and they pay a tax for living on the land, that's just landlord shit. It says nationals on the land, but the root of it still only one was promised. That particular inheritance. That's true. Just like I said, it would be Shem's land still. It was prophesied that Japhet would also dwell among Shem. Hey, man, I know, I've done this lesson. This is the problem. When people come for one fucking video, they sit there and act like they're bringing all this fucking knowledge, but they're not. It's already been brought. You've been playing around in YouTube verse. In Bible camps. So it would be a huge mistake to classify everyone in a certain region under one banner. No shit. Here's the problem. Why does everybody come? Why do people come? I'm going to say everybody. Why do people come and sit there and say, everybody here ain't of Israel? I already say that shit. Why are you sitting there trying to remind me? There's more Hebrews on this soil than just Israelites. There are Moabites. There are Ammonites. How do people fucking forget this? I'm going to show you how. So, like, when I was talking to Ed, I was like, man, this shit is crazy, man. And then our phone call got dropped somehow. And I was just like, okay, I ain't gonna keep calling him back or nothing like that. I'm gonna just go ahead and look at this. And I told him about it today. Now I'm gonna show you guys. Now when you go to the Brenton Bible, you know, I never knew this shit existed. You know, all kinds of shit, you know, exists. I don't even know about it, right? So I was like, hey, let me look at the Brenton Bible, Jeremiah 28. Right? So I go, Jeremiah 28. Here, I'll do this. I'll do Jeremiah 28. I spelled Bible wrong. And I'll put KJV, right? And let's get, Bible Gateway. That's fine, I don't give a shit. I'll show you what's going on. Now, here's the Brenton Bible. Now, there's Jeremiah 28. And here's the Brenton Septuagint translation. Alright, now we can watch this, right? This is 26. Let me go back to 26. 26. 28, 27, 26. I'll go back to 26. Alright. Now 26 in the Brenton Septuagint. In the beginning of the reign of Joachim, son of Joas, there came the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, stand in the courts of the house of the Lord's house, and thou shalt declare to all the Jews. Right? Now your King James say in the very stand in the court of the Lord's house and speak to all the cities of Judea. Right? Now let's look at 27. Jeremiah 27, King James Version. Now, Jeremiah 27, Brenton Version. Alright, let's get it cracking. Now it starts off the same. In the beginning of the reign of King Jehoiakim, the son of Joash, Judah came this word unto Jeremiah, saying, make thee bonds, yokes, and put them upon thy neck. Right? Alright, so 27, make unto thyself bonds and yokes and put them on thy neck. Okay, let's look at 28. Now this is Septuagint 28, and this is King James 28. Come on, baby. Let's go. Now, came in the past in the same year, the beginning of the reign of Zedekiah, in the 4th year, 5th month, that Hananiah, son of Azor, prophet, which was of Gibeon, spake to the house of the Lord. Right? So 28 came to pass, the Segediah, Hananiah's prophet, spoke to the house of the Lord. Now 29. Now it says, these are the words of the letter that Jeremiah the prophet sent to Jerusalem under the residue of the elders, remnant residue of the elders which were carried away captive by Nebuchadnezzar. Now, over here says, these are the words of the book that Jeremiah sent. Now, let's try 30. Now let's try 30. Now the Septuagint says restoration of Israel. Write thee the words in the book. Behold, the days come. Now let's go here. It says, write thee the words of the book. Right? So they seem to match up, right? Now, hold on. So we saw what was on this computer, right? Online. This is what it says online for Britain. Now, when we go to the new computer, and we go to eSword, now, we go to Jeremiah 26. How do you make this full screen? Jeremiah 26. This KJV, I got a King James right here. It says, in the beginning, Joachim, king of Judah, came up, stand in the court of the Lord's house, right? Now, it says, in the beginning, the reign of the king Segediah, concerning Elam. Now what? Now, in the King James Version, it don't say this is concerning Elam. Now I'm going to shrink it back down. Right? For Egypt against the power of Pharaoh concerning Necho, king of Egypt. Now, we just looked over there at this fucking computer, and it says Brenton says the same thing that the King James Version says. Now, I'm actually looking at Brenton from the eSword, and Brenton is saying something completely different than the King James Version in Jeremiah 26. And Jeremiah 26, in the beginning of the reign of Joachim, son of Joash, king of Judah, came the word of the Lord saying, see, it says, came the word concerning is left out. Elam. See how it says Elam? How it always say Egypte? Right? So Elam is by Egypte, right? Because that's how they pronounce those things, right? Thus saith the Lord, stand in the court of the Lord's house and speak unto all the cities, right? That's what that said too for Brenton Bible. But in 26, you see it said Jeremiah 26 and 2, right? I'm not just making that shit up, right? I'm not just coffee drunk, right? For Egypt, right? Don't say stand in the house. It says for Egypt against the power of Pharaoh Necho king. There are Bible scriptures that you don't know about because why? Nigga, they don't want you to know the truth. Now, you can see Jeremiah 26 is different than than KJV. What does Jeremiah 27 say? The word of the Lord which he spoke against Babylon. That's the Brenton Bible. Oh, here's the KJV. Let's parallel. Let's see what happens when I parallel. Oh, I don't like that. I can't tell the difference. The word of the Lord which he spake against Babylon. KJV, in the beginning of the reign of King Joachim, son of Josiah. It just repeats it each time. Make bonds and yokes and put them on thy neck. Send them to the king of Edom, king of Moab, and to the king of the Amorites, and the king of Tyrus, and the king of Zidon, by the hand of the messengers that come to come to Jerusalem, to Zechariah of Judah. Right? Is it saying those kings combined make up Babylon? Now let's look what it says in Brenton Bible. This is what he spoke against. Proclaim ye among the Gentiles, and cause the tidings to be heard. And suppress them not. Say ye, Babylon is taken. Belus is confounded and fearless. And the luxurious Merodach, which is Marduk, is delivered up. Now, what does it say in KJV? Does those words ever come up here? I know it comes up in the King James Version. All these lands into the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Babylon, and the beasts of the field had given him to serve. So the KJV even, says something different from Brenton. Alright, so let's look at Jeremiah 28. So, where are we at? 28. Thus saith the Lord, 28:1, I stir up against Babylon and against the Chaldeans dwelling wherein a deadly burning wind. Alright, so when we look at KJV, it came to pass in the same year, Gibeon said unto me, thus saith the Lord, I have broken the yoke of the king of Babylon. Within 2 years I will bring against this place. Oh, I got a big fly in here. Give me 1 second, let me try to get this thing out. Hey, got the fly back out the window. It came in. Whew. Alright, so I just think this is a trip how this Breton Bible says different things. Here, what's this? We'll go to the next one. 29. And these are the words of the letter Jeremiah the prophet sent from the Jerusalem unto the residue and the elders carried away by the captives into the priests and the prophets. Let's go to KJV. Is that KJV? Let's close that. I don't need that open. Let's go to Brenton. 29. This thus saith the Lord against the Philistines. Alright? KJV. Does they talk about the Philistines here? I'm not sure if they talk about the Philistines here, unless we go down and read it all. Alright, let's go back to this Brenton Bible. Let's go to, we're at 29, let's go to 28 again for a second. This is, I stir up against Babylon and against the Chaldeans a burning wind. I will send forth against Babylon spoilers, and they shall spoil her and ravage her. Woe Babylon round about in the day of her affliction. Let the archer bend his bow, and the armor put it on, and prepare ye not her young men, but destroy ye all her host. So when we look at the Brenton version is what we're looking at. Let's go to 29. This is what the Lord says against the Philistines. This is 30. Concerning the sons of Ammon. Now what does KJV 30 say? The word of the Lord, Israel, write thee in the word for the Lord, I will bring against the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord. I will cause them to return to the land I gave their fathers, and they shall possess it. Okay, so is this Utah again that we're looking at? So that's KJV. This is Brenton Bible. Concerning the sons of Ammon, saith the Lord, are there no sons in Israel? Or have they no one to succeed them? Wherefore has Melechol inherited Galaad? And why shall their people dwell in their cities? Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will cause to be heard in Rabbath a tumult of war, and they shall come a waste and ruined place, and her altars shall be burned with fire, and then Israel succeed to his dominion. O Eshban, and Gai has perished. Now see, this has to do with what was actually translated versus what we look at what's translated today in the King James Bible. See, the King James Bible is more prepared for people that have a certain speech pattern to pronounce words closer to their original state, and this seems to be a translation closer to their original state, no matter how you can pronounce it. I think it's interesting that this is to the sons of Ammon. Hold on, let me go back to 26 again. Sons of Ammon. That's to the Elam. This is against Babylon. This is against Babylon and the Chaldeans. This is against the Philistines in 29. In 30, it's against Ammon. And in 31, where we should be looking for the new covenant, it says, Thus has the Lord said concerning Moab. Wow. What does KJV say? In the same year, saith the Lord, I will be the God of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people. Okay, right on. But what about the people of Moab? Right? Thou shalt yet plant vines upon the mountains of Samaria. No. Isn't that interesting? For there shall be the day that the watchman upon Mount Ephraim shall cry and arise and say, let us go. Right? This is when we get the vineyards back, right? And the vineyards that we get back are on the mountains of Samaria, right? Breton. Thus saith the word, thus hath the Lord said concerning Moab, woe to Nebaioth, for it has perished. Carithim is taken. Amath and Agath are put to shame. There is no longer any healing for Moab, nor glorying in Esebon. He has devised evils against her. We have cut her off from being a nation, and she shall be completely still. After thee shall go a sword. Now that's the same thing that happened. That's the same curse that happened to Israel. Now again, I tell you, where is Moab? Where are the Moabites? Has this already happened to the Moabites? If the Moabites are the children of Lot, and you're the children of whom? Abraham. Don't you look the same to some degree? So, I mean, Moab's going to look closer to Abraham than we are. I mean, he slept with his own daughters. Or, excuse me, his daughters slept with him. So, when we go to 32, thus saith the Lord. Oh, it went down to 15. Come on, man. Let's just go back to 31. So you can see what's, oh, it's getting out of hand now, huh? 31. Brenton. KJV. You know, so you can see there's a difference here. When you look at this, it tells you that KJV and Britain say the same thing. But when you look at eSword and you see the real Britain, it's saying all kinds of stuff that we aren't seeing. But the funny thing is, these things that the Lord says when he directs them to Moab, I've been telling you Moab sitting here on the soil with you. He directs this to the sons of Ammon. I've been telling you that the Hebrew children of Ammon are sitting on this soil right next to you. He says it's against the Philistines. Those are Canaanites right here with you. Just like I told you. The Chaldeans, we're in the land of the Chaldeans. Babylon, the Chaldeans do what? They dwell within. They're separate from you. You can't just go into Hollywood unless you're shopping. And if you don't got enough money, the cops will chase you out fast. Now, these little jerks come to the channel for 2 videos and then start saying, you're leaving this out, you're leaving this out. What do you think the other 700 videos are talking about? Alright, people. There's all kinds of Bibles. When you go to download Bibles alone, here's the list. So there's plenty to choose from. Who would know Brenton's Bible would say that, blah, 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 and all these other Bibles, what they're going to say too. What I don't see is, I don't think I see too much, Zondervan shit. Now, if under purchase, I would expect to see Zondervan stuff. But there's the Apocrypha to be downloaded. So there's all kinds of stuff on here. So Use it if you want it, before it's taken away anyway. The Hebrew New Testament. Shut up. Hebrews were enslaved. They didn't have any more scribes. Their scribes were under sword at the time. Oh, come on, man. You guys so full of shit. Commentaries, dictionaries, graphics. They'll probably look like all Caucasians. CIA World Factbook. Oh, yeah, there's that, right? Published Central Intelligence Agency. I wonder what that's about. We'll download that just for shits and giggles and see what's up with that. Start the download computer. Okay, you must restart after this. Reference books. And Ante-Nicene Fathers, Volume 2, published in 1867. So, you know, there's all kinds of shit on here. You know, so we're not being given everything that was written. Alright? And all their books, nothing's published in 1600s. You know, if you find something from the 1729, you know, and it's just bullshit. Reference books, dictionaries. You know, dictionaries, find the oldest dictionary. Play 1828. You know, so there's some things you can do on here, you know, so have some fun with it. Alright, I gotta go. Later. They throw this Washitas in, a tribal group of African first encountered by Lewis and Clark. Well, did Lewis and Clark go to Illinois? Why did they throw this in?
Jewels and gold sarcophagi in a remote cave. There also were stone tablets inscribed with illustrations of Roman-like soldiers, Jews, early Christians, and
Jews dressed as Romans. Hey, isn't that funny now when I tell you to look up I can't fucking spell this. Anytime you want, Google. Thank you. Maya. See the word Maya? Did you see what I had that? It had the word Maya right at the fucking end, highlighted. Like, look at that shit. I know it's just that you don't have the word Maya on there yet, but you can see that Maya is right there, right? Isn't that funny? Looking up the Maya, looking up the Aztecs, and then Kamea, Maya, Kamaya, on Hawaii. Right? So now we want to put a fucking king, like the real deal. You don't want to fucking see like cartoons and shit. You want the real king. If they keep putting up cartoons, I'll just type in Hawaii. Right, okay, so here we have the statue of King Kamehameha.
This is what it says.
It said the cheapest one was like $7. You see that shit? Yeah. See? $7.47. Yeah. Plus shipping, that's $10, muff. Yeah. See? Getting greedy on me. At you.
Now, this is what it says. Actually, I might as well open this right now. Okay. The story of a mysterious southern Illinois treasure cave and its proof of the presence of Africans in North America long before Columbus includes over 100 photographs of the artifacts discovered, recreates the historic voyage of King Juba, King Judah maybe, I don't know, and his Mauritanian sailors across the Atlantic to rebuild their society in the New World. Explains the
Whoa. Rebuild a new world, right? Now listen, listen.
mystery of the Washitas, a tribal group of African origin first encountered by Lewis and Clark expedition.
Okay, so now you have evidence of the Washitas are Afro origin.
1982, Russell E. Burroughs, a treasure hunter in southern Illinois, stumbled on a cache of ancient weapons.
A cache, a stockpile, a hidden place. Cache, that's French, right? Now, ain't this funny how Annie's in what kind of garb? So no matter what angle we look at this shit, King Kamehameha is always in now we got portraits of this, we got portraits of this, and here the odd thing here in this portrait, you can see he's fucking shaved, you know. Well, they try to make him look like, you know, an actual Roman. You can see they changed his nationality to what, like the Polynesian. Now you see the Polynesians running around. Now this is the Polynesians in their, what, 100th King Kamehameha Day. Now why are the Polynesians celebrating Kamehameha Day when fucking Kamehameha is a nigga? He's not of the same stock. Now they have hijacked your fucking identity and they sit there and celebrate your identity. Do you see this guy that is not Negro dressed up as the king and as the king's statue? Now, don't you ever wonder why they do this? Now, when you say Romans conquered this and that, look at how big these dudes do. If these cats are on an island, where the fuck do they get weights and shit?
Alright, so I was just going through some information on Burroughs Cave in southern Illinois, where they found all of these ancient Egyptian artifacts and everything like that. And when I did, I found out about a book called The Lost Treasure of King Juba, and it's about Africans being here way before Columbus ever got here. So would they even be Africans? But anyways, I just wanted to present this book. And also here is some photos. All you gotta do is look up Burroughs Cave in southern Illinois. And these are some of the artifacts that this man right here found. Oh, that gets a little distorted going that close. But there's all of these things, and I was scrolling through, and I came across this book right here, The Lost Treasure of King Juba. Now I'm going to pull it up. Okay. The evidence of Africans in America before Columbus. Evidence of Africans in America before Columbus. There's the book. Scroll down a little bit. Let's see if you can't get that. The evidence of Africans in America before Columbus. Now,
see, people don't want you to know the truth.
African sailors. These relics fueled a bitter controversy in the archaeological community regarding their authenticity, leading Burroughs to destroy the entrance to the cave. So the man that found it had to destroy the entrance to it, which I'm finding out that all the caves are shut down for public use. Let's see, where was I? Okay. Researching more than 7,000 artifacts.
I'm gonna take a little second right here. Okay, so I'm gonna pack me up some weed into a pipe, and I'm saying that way just so you go, ew, because then I'm about to show you this shit. I'm gonna say, I want to say kiss my ass, but I'll just tell you the truth. Now it says, explains the mystery of the Wishitas. Washitias, right?
Of Roman-like
Now check this out. Listen.
hunter in southern Illinois stumbled on a cache of ancient
Now I'm trying to get to read that part again.
Columbus. Includes over 100 photographs of the artifacts discovered.
Oops.
I don't know. And his Mauritanian sailors across the Atlantic to rebuild their society in the New World. Explains the mystery of the Washitas.
Now, if they're talking about King Juba, why are they talking about Washitas? Okay, well, that begs to differ, so yeah.